Hello and welcome to the hurricane hypothesis. This is a quick activity, doesn't take very long. It's a STEM activity where we look at hurricanes and we answer a pressing question that Lola and Charlie have. Lola has a hypothesis about hurricanes. We're going to see if she's correct or not. But first of all, let's go over what a hurricane is just very quickly. I know you are learning about hurricanes in science class, or you will be shortly. Here is some inside information about hurricanes. Here's how they form. It's basically warm water that heats up air, and the air down here is kind of warm because water kind of holds in the heat overnight, and then the air will move upwards, and this upward moving air, you can see how it flows out above here, and then there's clouds down here. And then look, light winds outside the hurricane, steer it around. Anyway, this is what causes a hurricane. This is real basic, I know, and your science teacher will go over this much more detail, but it's basically warm air moving upwards. That's the same way that tornadoes are also formed. But anyway, here's the situation. So Charlie and Lola, they get out of science class where they learned how hurricanes form. They learned that the warm ocean water heats the air that rises, and it starts that whole process. So Lola has a hypothesis. She has an idea about how things work. She thinks that the number of major hurricanes is growing each year. We're having more now than we've had in the past decades, she says. She thinks. She doesn't know for sure. She thinks that might be true. Charlie says, well, why do you think that? And she says, I think that climate change is causing more hurricanes and stronger hurricanes each year. So Charlie says, okay, let's find out how many major hurricanes there have been, and we'll test your hypothesis. So that's what we are going to do right now, is to test Lola's hypothesis. Are there more hurricanes now than there were 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago? Are there more stronger hurricanes? So we're going to gather some data and then organize it. So you are going to use your knowledge of frequency tables and histograms to track this and answer this question to see whether her hypothesis is correct or not. First of all, though, you need to know what a major hurricane is and how we categorize them. Basically, hurricanes have 5 categories. And guess what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what we call those categories. Pretty easy. Category 3, 4, and 5 hurricanes are major hurricanes. So that's where you will see some major devastation occurring. Let me see, I have some pictures down here. So here are the 5 categories of hurricanes, and you can see, look, oh my gosh, that place is destroyed with a Category 5. Here are pictures of Category 5 hurricanes right here, 1992, and in more recent 2018, Hurricane Michael down here. So let's see what we're going to do to test her hypothesis. In your Google Sheet, you have a link. Let me see, I'm going to kind of go down here slowly so you can follow me. This is just a summary of the 5 categories. That's all that is. When you come down here to your task, you have some directions. Number 1, use the data from the Google Doc. That's this right here, to make a frequency table. So here's your frequency table, and there's your data. There's a lot of data in here, so it may be smart to get somebody else to help you out with this. You can work with a partner where they can call out the dates in the data, and then another person can make the tally marks. When you make tally marks, here's how you want to do this, because you can't draw directly right here. All you do is kind of move this around. Just double click on it. Click, click, and now you're in an editing folder right here. You can use the scribble. So if you come up here to line and then click on that little arrow, scribble is just kind of like your drawing. So if you want to click on scribble, it'll click. Okay. The scribble allows you to make marks just like this. And so as you call off the dates, you can just do this right here. Might have to do it a couple times. Let's go. There we are. Anyway, you can make your marks, and then you can type in, so click on the arrow, you may type in for the frequency to type a number or so in. All right, I'm going to go backwards here. Once you have your frequency table completed, then you can make a histogram right here. Click right here, put a title in there. You're going to have to come up with a title. It's already been labeled here with your years, and then you can just kind of click and drag however many there are, and come up here to your bucket. This is your fill bucket. You can pick a color to color in. So you're going to have a histogram when you are finished with these. So each one of these, you just kind of, however many there are in your frequency table, you're going to click, and you can choose different colors if you want to, but and that's it. And then, oh, well, actually, once you're done with that, there are some questions here. So look at your questions. You're going to answer these questions by clicking here and typing in. And that's it. 3 things: frequency table, the histogram, and then your questions. And you're done.